And we're back. I'm Daftjack. This is the Druid Tree. He's Ragingdevils. Um, well, the Guardian Druid Tree, I should have said. I'm tired.
Yep.
Uh,
All good.
so bears. Bears are cool. I like bears. Um, they're really hard to kill in PvP. Like obscenely hard to kill in PvP. Uh, as far as Druid specs goes, they're probably my second favorite behind the Boomy and the well, yeah, behind the Boomy with Resto and then Feral being the last because, well, I'm a rogue, obviously. Why would I like the knockoff? Um, how about you, Devil? What's your opinion of the Guardian?
They're strong. They are fun when you actually tank of them too. When you're actually front face because you actually do a lot of damage when you're actually frontal with them. But they are less mobile when you're actually staying in bear form. So you have a charge, you have all that, but you have to switch to cat form when you want to dash and all that. But as a bear in general, nah. I just hate shifting forms. I just never like shifting forms. I like staying as a bear, doing everything.
Yeah, right. Like,
I've never been a fan of shifting in general, and I don't know how these shifters can do that.
yeah, that power shifting thing has always been beyond me. I personally like stay primarily in the same form. I mean, like when I was leveling my Guardian Druid way back in the day, I did use a lot of cat. But that was because back in the day, Guardian and Cat were in the same tree, so like swapping between those two made sense. But like now, I feel like they have access to too many tools. Well, they historically have, but we'll see if they've been stripped down like the Paladin, or if they're fucking war gods like the warrior. Uh,
Yeah.
although, yeah, the Paladin they stripped them down. They don't have what any defensives. Well, all of their defensives were in the tree, and I don't remember anything really increasing their damage. Where the warrior had a whole bunch of damage increases. It'll be interesting to see how this and the other two tank specs, three tank specs, yeah, add up to that. Um, so let's start off here with Maul. 10 rage, instant cast, Maul. Maul the target for 85.527% attack power physical damage. Wow, we've been tuning on this guy for a while. Uh, I actually am a big fan of seeing those numbers that have been super tuned down because you know that number's not going to change a whole lot. Or at least I feel like it's not going to change a whole lot because they've gotten it where it should be.
Yeah.
Then we have Gore. Thrash, Swipe, Moonfire, and Maul have a 15% chance to reset the cooldown on Mangle and cause it to generate an additional 4 rage. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Then we have a choose one. Blistering Fur or Barmbles. Blistering Fur is instant, 40-second cooldown. Bristle your fur, causing you to generate rage based on the damage taken for 8 seconds. Brambles. Sharp brambles protect you. Absorb and reflect up to attack power times 0.06 damage from each attack. While bark skin is active, brambles also deals 2.6208% attack power and nature damage to all enemies every 1 second. Interesting. I'm not sure what a bramble is. Let me Google this.
What do you mean?
Which one do you pick?
Um, I probably would go bristling fur, maybe. If, let's see. each attack. Um, Using the extra range to get more healing or dodge chance probably would be helpful a lot
Mm.
for your abilities.
Yeah, I really like the brambles. That thorns damage seems really good. And by the way, I looked it up. Brambles are a type of plant in the Rosacea family. I'm not sure why they deal damage. If someone knows, tell me in the comment. Infected wounds. Mangle and maul cause infected wounds on a target, reducing their movement speed by 50% for 12 seconds. Okay. Innate resolve. Regrowth and frenzied regeneration healing is increased by 20% on yourself. Frenzied regeneration has one additional charge. So frenzied regeneration, it's 24% is increased by. Why does it say 20% on yourself? Oh, because it affects regrowth, and regrowth is targetable.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I think there
that's a
might
nice
be,
buff.
and I think there was a effect I think on the general where frenzy regeneration had a secondary effect to an ally. I think too.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep going down the outside and skip all the middle for the middle. So we got persuasive outlook.
Uh,
10 out of
oh,
10 for that name.
positive outlook.
Okay.
It's supposed to be positive, but it's
Yeah,
positive.
it's a pun.
Yes,
Uh,
just the other way around, not the other way around.
Thrash has a
Positive.
10% chance to trigger an additional thrash. Thrash. Vicious cycles. Oh man, this is good. Mangle increases the damage of your next maul, and maul increases the damage of your next mangle by 15%, stacking up to 3 times. I love it. Earth Warden. When you deal direct damage with Thrash, you gain a charge of Earth Warden, reducing the damage of your next auto attack you take by 30%. Earth Ward may have up to 3 charges. Okay, defensive proc. Berserk, unchecked aggression. Go berserk for 15 seconds, increase your haste by 15%, and reduce the rage cost of maul by 50%. Combines with other berserk abilities. Looks like we get one early in the tree in the middle, and then one on the other side over there. Reinvigoration. Frenzied Regeneration's cooldown is reduced by 15%. Okay. We gotta choose one. Ursock's Fury or Dream of Cenarius. Ursock's Fury, Thrash and Maul grant you an Absorb Shield for 75% of all damage they deal. Dream of Cenarius, when you take a non-periodic damage, you have a chance equal to your critical strike to cause your next regrowth to be instant free and castable in all forms. Cannot occur more than once every 20 seconds. What's the stat priority on the druid right now? Because that's gonna change it to crit focused, so you can get them procs, and you can cast it in. Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah, I have no clue if that's between haste or versatility, but now it could
These
be
are.
that.
This is interesting. I like this because that absorb shield's a pretty big one too. All right, and then across the way you have pulverize. which is an active ability. It's melee range, instant, 45-second cooldown, costs no rage. A devastating blow that consumes 2 stacks of your thrash on the target to deal 96.9306% of attack power, physical damage, and reduce the damage they deal to you by 35% for 10 seconds. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely a pulverize. Rend and Tear. Requires Guardian, or Rend and Tear, or Untamed Savagery. Rend and Tear. Each stack of Thrash reduces the target's damage to you by 2% and increases your damage to them by 2%. Untamed Savagery increases the damage and radius of Thrash by 25%. I like how they're going about this with the Druid. Because if I remember, historically, Druids have a problem with incoming damage, and being incredibly reliant on their abilities or their active mitigations being up. And this gives them a lot of passive mitigation that'll really help with their lacking armor class. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes them a hell of a lot less reliant on just static heals. And raw, like, I regenerate this much health, that's how I tank. Which is what I feel like a Blood DK should do. I feel like if the Blood DK isn't, like, leeching all over the fucking place, they're doing it wrong. But I'm actually really liking this tree so far. Let's move on. We got which one do you pick there, Devil? Rend and Tear or Untamed Savagery? Because I'm leaning towards Rend and Tear. I mean, Untamed Savagery is really good for the DPS, like, increase. I mean, this one's not really as good of a...
Yeah.
Like, Untamed Savagery isn't really defensive.
Yeah, I know. Savagery I just do for damage because I like playing damage builds, and having more damage and more range will help the control too.
Yeah, that is true.
Help control mobs. So
that's more control. But I'm probably gonna pick Rend and Tear more times out of not.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Survival Instinct. Instant 3-minute recharge. 1 charge. Reduce all damage you take by 50% for 6 seconds. Ooh, that's pretty big. It's a big cooldown, and it's got charges. I wonder if they're going to get more. Survival Instinct. Rank 2. Survival Instinct now has 2 charges. Well, that was a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's pretty good. It's got a 3-minute cooldown, so it's on par with what, like, the Paladin has. Let's go here into the middle. You've got Urswin Adapt. Ursian's Adapt. Moon, Fire, Soothe, Remove Corruption, and Rebirth are usable in bear form. Multiple uses of Iron Fur may overlap. All damage taken in bear form is reduced by 10%. This allows Devil to remain in bear form for most of his tasks. I'm down with that. Like,
yeah,
getting rid of, like, the whole power shifting, like we were talking about earlier, would be pretty cool. Because that's less for me to have to learn how to do, and makes the class more approachable. Sorry to the people that like power shifting, but that's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I like staying in bear form.
Rage at me in the comments. Go.
Not to mention, I like keeping my rage. I know before there was when you shift out, you lose half your rage or
Yeah,
all
that
your
too.
rage.
Like you don't want to
So
leave bear form if you
I
can
haven't
help
played
it.
Bear in a while, so if you lose all your rage or half your rage, but yeah, you lose a lot of your bar
It'd be
too.
really cool to see this kind of talent in the other ones to keep them in the form and give them a penalty for leaving it. I think that would really affect the amount of healing that they can do for themselves, um, and bring them down to levels that are more reasonable, but then still give them access to the healing if they want to play that way. Just add a detriment to their play style. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, moving down, we have Berserk Ravage. Go Berserk for 15 seconds. Reduce the cooldowns of Mango Thrash and Growl by 100%. Spamming all day. Spamming all day. Spamming all day. It's pretty good. Tooth and Claw. Your auto attacks have a 20% chance to empower your next Maul, stacking up to 2 times. Empowered Maul deals 40% increased damage and reduces the target's damage to you by 15% for 6 seconds. It's pretty standardy. Man, they're really, really doubling down on that. You hit something and it don't hit you back as hard.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like they're layering into the bears being so big and muscular. Because like if you think about it, if you get hit by someone bigger than you, and they give you like I remember from being a kid, like they give you like a dead arm, and you can't hit them back anywhere near as hard. I feel like druid or bear druids be given a bunch of dead arms.
Yeah. I mean, that just seems like where they're going for almost every other scenario too, for every other
Just
type of
flat
game as
damage
well.
reduction. Um,
Well, just the big hits and the big endurance that they're doing now
yeah. Okay, we
for
got
every other like bear
layered
tank scenario.
layered main. Iron Fur has 10% chance to grant 2 applications, and Frenzied Regeneration has 10% chance not to consume a charge. Ooh, it's a little broken. I hate Frenzied Regeneration. Oh, it goes up to 2. What's it go up to? 20% chances? Moving on down. We've got front of the pack. Stampeding roars radius and duration are increased by 15%. Your movement speed is increased by 5. Ooh, got some movement speed up in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like tanks need movement speed so that they can stay ahead of the fucking DPS who are
Yeah,
always
stay in front.
like running around like crazy people. Like
Yep.
you gotta babysit all these mobs. You
Oh
bet you
yeah.
thought I was gonna say babysit this group. No, you gotta babysit all these mobs, and you gotta be able to like get there, and like movement speed is in my mind so important to that. That's why with the paladin, the whole several points were required to get my movement speed up to what it is right now is so devastating because like you got to be able to get there, or they're just gonna die because or they're gonna run away and they're gonna pop a movement speed and run away, and then the mobs are gonna run away, and it feels like they run away faster, or maybe I'm getting hit in the back so I'm slower. It doesn't matter. Either way, I need that movement speed. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, moving on down the tree, we got vulnerable flesh. Maul has a 15% chance to critically strike, an additional 15% chance. That's pretty good. Reinforced fur on the other side is iron fur increases armor and an additional 4% of bark skins reduce damage by an additional 5%. Okay. Then we got Nature's Fury. Well, in bear form, You deal 10% increased arcane damage? Why? So your Moonfire like fights in that much harder? Like, is this to make Moonfire more like a taunt? Why would you want to give Moonfire 20% increased damage? A loon's favored. Well, in bear form, you deal 30% increased arcane damage and are healed for 30% arcane damage dealt. Like, Lunar Bear? The shooty bear. Okay. What's going on here with this? Cycles of life and death. Your damage over time effect deals their damage in 25% less time, and your healing over time effects last 15% less time. Okay. Then we've got a big choose one. We got Incarnation, Guardian of Ursoc, or Convocation of Spirits. Alrighty. Got to sit up for this one. Guardian of Ursoc replaces Berserk. Instant 3-minute cooldown. An improved bear form that grants all your known Berserk effects. Causes Mangle to hit up to 3 targets and increases maximum health by 30%. Last 30 seconds, you may freely shapeshift in and out of this improved bear form for its duration. Okay. That's big upgrade to your cooldown. Or convoke the spirits. Call upon the Night Fae for an eruption of energy, channeling a rapid fury for 16 druid spell abilities over 4 seconds. You will cast Wild Growth, Swift Mend, Moonfire, Wild Growth, Regrowth, Rejuvenation, Rake, and Thrash on appropriate nearby targets favoring your current shapeshift form. So, like, if it's going to favor your current shapeshift form, it's what? Going to spam Thrash and then cast
Yeah.
some. Because can you cast Rake in bear form?
No, you can spam Thrash and Maul probably.
Yeah, I thought it was Thrash and Maul. I haven't seen Rake get anything, so.
No, Rega's cat form.
Yeah, I was thinking it was. So like, and then Moonfire, obviously Moonfire, because like there are so many Moonfire buffs.
Well, I think there's Thrash, Swipe, and there was that one Lacerate. If there's that back too.
Yeah, but that's not on there. I'm going with the Incarnation of Ursoc as being the better talent. For tanking, for DPS, it's going to be the Convoke the Spirits, probably.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Capstone talent, which says model cooldown bonus, shift out of Berserk before it expires, end effect refunds portion of its cooldown. The Spirit has an additional chance to use an exceptional spell or ability. It's the same as the one for the other two other specs. It's just
Yeah, the
broken.
middle is pretty much the same. For probably the other one, next one too.
Yeah. Honestly, this like this choice, well, like it's a good choice. And these two talents here, it's boring as just so boring to see them on every tree. Especially just seeing Convoke over and over again. And like I know Convoke is a super popular spell. I've been hit by it about a bajillion times, but like it's kind of boring. Like I'd rather see something else for the druid, the bear, or the cat at least. Because Convoke feels real good coming from a boomkin. It feels real good for a resto druid, but like if you look at the abilities it casts, you have one ability for cat and one ability for bear. They should add. Oh no, there's 2 abilities for Boomkin and what? 4 for Resto. Like it kind of feels kind of just shoehorned in. Um, Hopefully we see something better. I could be wrong. People could really love this ability, and I could just be like, "Man, Druid's bad." But yeah. Uh, Now we'll move on to the last part of the tree where we have let's start with Mangle rank 2. Mangle deals 20% additional damage against bleeding targets. Pretty standard. Ursoc's Endurance. Increase the duration of bark skin and iron fur by 1.0 seconds. Gorefur. Mangle has a 15% chance to reduce the rage cost of your next iron fur by 25%. Okay. Um, Scintillating Moonlight. So this is what points 5 and 6 for Moonfire tank druid. Yeah, nah, not 5 and 6. We got Urson Adept, which is 1, 2 in Nature's Fury, so 3, 1 in Elun's Fury is 4, Circle of Life and Death is 6 and 7. You can pick Convoke the Spirit, which casts Moonfire, so we'll call that 8. And then there's the upgrade to that 9, 10, 11 with Scintillating Moonlight. This Moonfire Druid build looks so cool. Moonfire reduces damage dealt to you by 2%. Um, Galactic Guardian. Your damage has a 5% chance to trigger a free automatic Moonfire on the target. When this occurs, your next Moonfire cast generates 8 rage and deals 300% direct damage for point 11 on the Moonfire build. Let's see, point 12 on the Moonfire build. We got Twin Moonfire. Moonfire deals 20% increased damage and hits a nearby enemy target within 15 yards of the target. Oh man, laser bears. I want to play a laser bear now. Berserk Persistence. Go Berserk for 15 seconds, reducing the cooldown of Frenzied Regeneration by 100% and cost of Iron Fur by 50%. So we're at 12 builds for the Moonfire build, or 12 points for the Moonfire build. Stay tuned, and I will be building that and sharing it with you all later. Uh, Survival of the Fittest. Reduce the cooldown of Bark Skin and Survival Instinct by 15%. Alrighty. Then you got to choose one: Blood Frenzy or Soul of the Forest. Thrash also generates 2 rage each time it deals damage. Soul of the Forest. Mangle generates 5 more rage and deals 25% more damage. After the wildfire, every 200 or Guardian of a Loon. Every 200 rage you spend causes a burst of restorative energy, healing allies within 8 yards for 100% attack power. Guardian of the Loon. Mangle increases the duration of your next Iron Fur by 2 seconds, or the healing of your next Frenzied Regeneration by 20%. So there are 2 choose ones. Which 2 do you take?
On Soul of the Forest and Blood Frenzy.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm thinking Blood Frenzy and
I'll probably go Soul of the Forest, probably.
After the Wildfire. For 5-mans, but that Guardian of the Loon's probably really good in the raid. And then the capstone talent, Rage of the Sleeper. which references the sleepers in Warcraft 3. Oh, it's the artifact thing. Got it. Instant 1 minute cooldown. Unleash the Rage of Ursoc for 10 seconds, preventing 25% of all damage you take and reflecting a small amount of nature damage back at your attacker. While active, you are immune to all effects that cause you loss of control on your character. Interesting. I like it. But there's like, I don't think there's anything new in here other than this like moon bear build, which is dope. But like, why don't they get like feline stomp or something? Oh no, they get convoke spirits, not feline stomp. That's right.
If anything, they could actually cast Moonfire with that too.
Yeah, right.
Because
So
Moonfire is an overall thing, it looks like now.
yeah, like, and this moonfire build that they got going, like, so many moonfires.
And if they have some for on the general trade, then Moonfire would be fucking
Oh, I
strong.
missed
Yeah.
one. Gore increases moonfire too. I'm really gonna have to look through this and build that moonfire bear. Stay tuned and check that out later. But for now, this is Daftjack signing out.